Now, when we talk about Sheffield United, we talk about history, a proud history, and a fascinating story, to say the least. Amongst the many landmarks of the club, we are proud that we were one of the first to realise the potential of businesses placing their name on front of the famous red and white stripes to spread their names far and wide in the world's most popular game. In 1898, celebrating our first league championship, shop window displays appeared around the country featuring the victorious side and sponsored by Coleman's Mustard, proving that even back then the Blades were truly hot stuff. Thank you. In fact, the Blades were the only second club to introduce a shirt front sponsor in the English game when local company Canters signed the deal in 1978, a truly game-changing event in itself. Many have followed and enjoyed the profile of being associated with this great club. We've seen the front of shirts adorned by businesses synonymous with the Steel City, and from further afield, as the game of football changes and grows, so does the audience for the product that is being promoted. And the Premier League, as we've said, is the biggest stage of all. This is indeed a proud moment for all concerned with the Blades. And now, to underline the impact that last season has made and to emphasise both the Premier League quality of Sheffield United FC, led by Chris Wilder, and also the huge potential of the legendary Blades, let's take a look back at the considerable highlights of the 2018-19 promotion season and recall what turned out to be some journey back to the top flight of the English game. Good memories there, I'm sure you'll agree. It gives me great pleasure now to invite the former Minister for Sport and lifelong Blades fan, the Right Honourable Richard Cabourn, to speak of the impact that Sheffield United's Premier League campaign will have for both the economy even, and the profile of the city that is the home of football and birthplace of the modern association game. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Richard Cabourn.
Thank you very much, Paul, and it really is great to be here. I think it takes a few words that we've been very proud to have in the city of sport, to another height today in, first of all, celebrating, I think, and welcoming the sponsor, but also, I think, the impact that going into the Premier League is going to have on this great city and, indeed, the region as well. As I say, it takes us to another height. Because, you know, this city, our role in the Olympics, and particularly the 2012 Olympics that we did down at the English Institute for Sport, actually took us, had we been a country at the English Institute for Sport in 2012, we'd have come 14th in the medal table. That's the number of gold medals and silver medals that we turned out there. We also have one of the biggest sporting events globally, and that's the World Snooker Championships, which is in over 100 countries. And again, Sheffield is renowned worldwide. But when you actually start looking at the Premier League, and Kevin's in the front here, I know that in 2007 when we went down with the Tebbutt affair, there was a little bit of annoyance, I think, at that time. A little bit of annoyance. But Kevin did vow in those days, he said, we're definitely going to get back in the Premier League. Well, we've doubted that from time to time in that pursuing number of years, but nevertheless, we've arrived. But if you actually look at the Premier League in 2007, and you look at the impact of the Premier League today, it's a totally different ballpark altogether. If you look at the economy and the hit that it gets on this economy, it's £7.6 billion in GDP. It exports of £1.1 billion. 188 countries, and actually viewed by 4.7 billion viewers a week. It just takes you to another height altogether. But I think what's so important to Sheffield and so important to this region is you look at the impact that the Premier League and football teams had on the economies of Merseyside. It's actually now on Merseyside something in the order of 1.2% of its economic growth and its development on the northwest, worth £2 billion. To Greater Manchester alone, it's £1.8 billion, or 1.8% of its growth. And that's why I think it's so important to the city of Sheffield and also the wider region that we, with the new sponsors, and we welcome you here to Sheffield, even though I know you spent a lot of time in Australia, and we love the Aussies. We love beating the Aussies. I hope we do it again on Tuesday at cricket, but we shall see, because we won't be in the playoffs if we don't. I'll tell you that, so we've got to beat the Aussies then. But no, seriously, I said that impact is important to them. So I think that type of development that we're going to see over the next period, we've got to take the advantage of that, because we're the only Premier League club now in Yorkshire anyway. So we've got a duty to Yorkshire to make sure that we're actually up there with the best, and it's nice to say that as well, I must admit. But can I also say that it's not just the sporting world, and I say this particularly for our sponsors and people who don't know Sheffield deeply as well. But on Wednesday, I've got the privilege of taking our new sponsors onto another world-class development, the Advanced Manufacturing Park, where we also have got world-class players who've come to this great city because we're the place to be, the Boeings, the Rolls-Royces, the McLarens. They'll also be seeing the Sheffield Olympic Legacy Park, where the Advanced Wellbeing Research Centre, again, another centre of excellence where many of the international companies are coming to actually develop their ideas, their research, and then hopefully, like the Boeings and the Rolls and the McLarens, start investing in this economy here with the jobs and the wealth creation that brings along. So that, on the back of that win, that going into the Premier League, has opened up a massive window of opportunity for this city and its economy, for this region and its economy, and also, I believe, even for institutions like our university. Because all the stuff that the council, the British Council are saying, that's the arm of the British government around the world, are saying that where the Premier League are actually active within this country, in the cities and the regions, then that has impact on institutions like the universities and the teaching hospitals, because it brings people in. The position of place is very important in making some of those decisions, and the Premier League and a club like Sheffield United will have an impact on many people who are making those type of decisions for the long term. So it is a huge opportunity. I really welcome the sponsors. I look forward to meeting them and having discussions with them, particularly about cricket and other minor issues. But thanks a lot for Sheffield United, and it's a great day for Sheffield United having sponsors like this on board. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Richard. A fantastic way of showing that the Premier League actually means far more than just football to the fourth biggest city in the country. Every time that United play a game next season, the eyes of the world are quite literally on us all. The opportunities that are brought to all are truly incredible. This is such an exciting time for the Blades and, of course, the city of our birth. Now, in our 130 years, there have been many who've taken stewardship of Sheffield United FC, right from the local businessman and sports enthusiast who took the decision to form a football club to play at the Bramall Lane ground, one that would take its name from the cricket club and become truly the first United. Our co-owner is a lifelong Blade, born no more than a penalty kick away from the very centre of the pitch. He has stood to the task to see his beloved Sheffield United FC back at the very top of English football, there is no one associated with the club more proud that this dream has now been realised, and no one more fitting to speak a few words on behalf of the Blades Board of Directors. It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Kevin McCabe.
By golly, I've no crib sheet here, have I? Feel quite embarrassed. It's like following on the celebrations that were at Bramall Lane, gosh, 6 weeks ago, Christopher? Bit longer, is it? And that went on, well, I don't remember because it just went on too long. And, you know, re-achieving promotion back to the top echelons of English football is everything to Sheffield United and the Steel City, because we are the Steel City Club. Richard didn't say that to you, and you should have done, Richard. And we're a great club. We've got colleagues from Sheffield Wednesday here today, Lord and Lady Mayor, resplendent in blue and white, because football's so important to this city of ours. The banter that goes on between the two opposing clubs, because Wednesday, like Sheffield United, are a big club, regrettably in the wrong division. Agreed? Pardon me? Okay. But the banter, you know, football underpins, I suppose, Sheffield more than most cities. It's a bigger football city than Leeds up the road. They have the misfortune of being the only football club in the city. We have, I suppose, United fans now, the fortune of being the only Premier League club in Yorkshire, as well as the city of Sheffield. That does make me proud. It was a horrible day back in early May 2007 when we got relegated for the Tevez affair and for losing by 1 goal difference to go down, and it's taken 12 bloody long years to get us back. And for that in particular, I do thank Chris Wilder. Chris has been a revelation for the Blades in terms of his instinctive drive, leadership, characteristics which are good for football, and absolutely epitomises what Sheffield United is about. We are an institution. We're a great family and community club, and renowned for that. We're so important to the city. We're so important to the fans who support Sheffield United, and we understand. And that's what's often forgotten. It's not just 3 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon or whatever time the Premier League decide to play the games, Christopher. It's this one that, you know, supporters depend upon us. The city depends upon us. We've been here since Bramall Lane 1855 and the club since 1889. You don't have corporations lasting that long normally, do you? Particularly you Aussies. Anyway, look, I've got 5 tickets for Lords tomorrow. Yeah? You can go in the morning or afternoon. What's it to be? And just like the Aussies, the Brits love competing, yeah? So, anyway, look, it's a bit difficult, stood here saying a few words in support of Sheffield United, but more particularly to our new key sponsors. Can't quite say the name for the next few seconds, but they're from the Far East. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Far East. Now, the last time we had a sponsor from the Far East was in which year? This is a quiz question to all Sheffield United fans. Which year did we last have a sponsor from the Far East? Andy Dakin? 2002-2003 season. Well done, Andy. And that was actually a record sponsorship then in terms of the amount of money paid. This year round, ladies and gentlemen, is a record sponsorship for our new friends. I had the benefit of meeting key members in Hong Kong last week. But they enjoy humour. They enjoy drinking, don't they? They'll suit Sheffield, no problem at all about that. And 2 of the key people will also be joining us for our first match at Bramall Lane in the forthcoming season on the 17th of August. So it's with me to reveal just who our sponsors are to you all. Where's Paul Reeves? Can I reveal it now? Okay. So I'm very proud to say it is a record-breaking deal for the club. We're here to help this organisation with your business here in the United Kingdom and beyond. We have a network of contacts, both to help you around the Sheffield and Yorkshire region, but also in London as well. So whatever you need from the club, you shout and yell. If we need to take a team across to China, another hint, then we'll do so. We are an international club in the making. We understand what the Premier League brings to us, and we will take it to you, to your roots, Australia as well. We've had some good Aussie players in the years gone by, Chris, haven't we? So you can lend me some tomorrow. So, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, to introduce you to the Union Standard Group, based in Australia, foreign exchange, trader, financial services too. I'll keep away from you, mate. So, welcome to you all, and a round of applause, please, as you come and take the stage with me. Come on. I'll leave this to Paul.
Thank you very much indeed. Many thanks, Kevin. Truly spoken, of course, as ever, with words and passion of a lifelong fan. We have now revealed who the main sponsor, the shirt sponsor, is going to be. So who are Union Standard Group? Let's take a look. As I've already said, exciting times then for both Sheffield United and USG. It now gives me great pleasure to invite the CEO of our new sponsors, Mr. Shea Zakim, to speak on behalf of United's record-breaking sponsor.
Thank you, Paul. Hello, everybody. Thanks for being here today. It gives me great pleasure to announce that USG will be partnering with Sheffield United as a very proud sponsor of this great club. The EPL is one of the world's finest football league, followed by billions of supporters, not only in Britain, rather all around the world. USG is thrilled to connect with football in this way. There are many similarities between football and trading. To succeed, you need to train well. As the saying goes, practice makes perfect. Team spirit. There is nothing more beautiful to watch than players drawing on each other's strength to score a goal. And of course, strong mindset. Having the drive and passion to reach to the top makes all the difference. Those are the qualities that gives rise to greatness, create excellence, and allow us to be the very best player we can be, the very best trader we can be, and the very best person we can be. We are now standing with Sheffield United Football Club, and we are ready to show the rest of the world what is possible. Good luck with 2020 season, boys. We are right behind you. Go Blades!
Stay there for me. Stay there. Don't go anywhere. Can I get Kevin back up briefly as well, if you don't mind, Kevin? First of all, Shea, welcome to Sheffield. Welcome to Sheffield United. How did this partnership come to be?
So we were looking to partner with a strong club with strong history and with values that are our mottos. So we are maybe only a young firm out there, 13 years, but our senior management have over 100 years of experience in financial services.
Kevin, you're the money man, of course. We know this is a record-breaking sponsorship deal. Just how significant is it?
For us or them? Both, I guess. Well, it is for both, yeah. I mean, it's fantastic news. I think it takes us to another area of the world. We have been there before, Far East and to Australia, I may say. Fantastic news for us, and I think as a partnership will make you grow. It could also be United Standard Group, couldn't it? Maybe in due course, but no, I think it's an opportunity for us to really get our heads together and work as to how we can project your profile, your image, and indeed a network of contacts to make you big in the UK and elsewhere. And we will take our team to Australia or China. It'll cost you a few bob more, but we'll certainly take them.
How long is the partnership for?
A 3-year deal, but I've agreed today with Shay 30 years.
Is that right?
Whatever he said.
Listen, chaps, all the very best. Thank you very much indeed. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, many thanks for joining us today to share this historic occasion for Sheffield United. As promised earlier, Kevin, Mr. Zakheim, Chris Wilder and Billy Sharp will be available for individual interviews to answer any of your questions that you might have regarding today's news. Thank you very much indeed.